Now when we'll be working with Braintree, we will have to create a gateway. So we can do that and we can inject that using dependency injection. So for that we will be adding a new class inside our utility. We'll right click and we'll add here. First we'll add an interface and we'll call this iBrainTreeGateway. In there I will add two methods. First will be createGateway and next will be getGateway. Here the return type is iBrainTreeGateway. If you do control dot, you have that inside the package Braintree. So we'll have to install that NuGet package. We'll click find and install the latest version. Once Braintree is included, this should be resolved. Perfect, looks good. The name of interface and this is the same. So if you want, you can change this. I'll just call this gate and I'll change it here as well to make it less confusing. There we go. Let's implement this interface next. So we'll go here inside the utility. We will add a new class this time and we will call this BrainTreeGate. Let's add that. It will be a public class and it should implement the iBrainTreeGate. Once you do that, if you click here, we have to implement the interfaces. The first thing that we will do is we will get our Braintree settings. So we'll have public Braintree settings. Let's call this options. We'll have getter and setter and we'll need a constructor to get the iOptions. We'll do a control dot for Microsoft.extensions.options and this will apply on the class Braintree settings. We'll call this options as well and we'll say options is equal to options.value with a capital V. Then inside options we will have all of the properties that we set inside the Braintree settings. So what we want to do inside createGateway is we will be returning a new Braintree gateway. So right here we will just have return new and we have the Braintree gateway. If you move down here, you have one with the 4 properties. First is environment, merchant ID, public key and private key. We have everything inside our options. So we have options.environment, comma, we have options dot merchant ID, we have options dot public key and we have options dot private key. Alright, so this looks good. And then what we will do inside the get gateway is we will check here if Braintree gateway is null. So we'll have to create that property right here. We will do a private and we will have a Braintree gateway, iBraintree gateway. Let's call this Braintree gateway. We'll have the getter and setter. We'll scroll down and we'll check that here. If Braintree gateway is equal to null, then we will set the Braintree gateway to createGateway and we'll fetch a new gateway. Else we will just return here the Braintree gateway. Perfect. So this is the configuration that we will be using when we call Braintree. Now in order to consume this using dependency injection, we'll have to add that in our startup right here. So we will add service.singleton. Let me add this right here after we configure the settings. In here we have the iBrainTreeGate. We'll do a control dot. In here it is not detecting and the reason will be we won't have the public keyword. Once you add that, it should work, comma, we have the BrainTreeGate. So that way we'll add this in dependency injection. So that looks good for all the configuration that we had to do. Let's work on a new controller and see this in action.